It's up on the northern portion, above ramp A and B, on the left side, just south of Forest Court. There's an area where we're going to be putting in this turn lane. And so we're going to use a template. We're going to add it in here, and we're going to essentially, kind of replace and override. And this is a little bit more complex template. I want to be clear about that. So we're going to add a new template drop, and then we're going to make a reference, and we're going to teach you a little bit about a point control and a secondary alignment. Secondary alignment being the key piece, making sure the grading's done right, the cross slope of your sidewalk is correct, a lot of that, because everybody here is predominantly Geopack users, right? Maybe? Okay, so I'm going to do the Geopack answer first, then I'm going to do the En-ROADS answer second. So for Geopack, you remember when we do a pattern line and we bend it? We bend it so we could get actual proper slope in our cross section. That's what a secondary alignment is, more or less. It's going to give you that effect. Now, for the En-ROADS users in the room, a secondary alignment is a secondary alignment like in En-ROADS. There you go, easy answer. It's the exact same command it's always been. So what it does is it sets a pivot point, that's all. It says, I'm running perpendicular from the geometry until I hit that line, and then I'm going to pivot off of that line perpendicular. So if it's at an angle, when it's coming in, it then bends off that and goes perpendicular from that point on. But we're going to apply these. We'll see how it makes some corrections. So I'm going to zoom in over here. I believe that's right up in this vicinity. And so I'm kind of zooming in the area of the model, trying to match the 3D and the 2D myself. If you guys are uncomfortable with that, there's a couple of neat little tricks you can do. If you find something in 2D, like this view, I kind of want that area. A quick tip, right-click hold. So I'm using my mouse and I'm holding down the right mouse button. And it's called view control. Now, if you select one of these different viewing options, notice I'm on view control. I'm going to come to this two views, plan 3D option. If I choose that, while I'm in that window, what it does is it orients the layout. So it finds this area, and then I'm in isometric view, so it orients it there. So it makes kind of both windows match. So that way you're not zooming in both, right? That can be annoying. But I will be honest, sometimes I don't like the way it looks, so then I'm like, that was close. I'll zoom in a little bit more. But I always advertise that because I watch everybody like zooming in all these windows. I got like 3 or 4, and I'm like, slow down. All right, so we're going to add this in. And to go ahead and do this, what we're going to do is we're going to use another template. We're going to replace with another template. Now, this is where Scott's exercise does some pretty complex stuff, right? I think that's the one that's in there as well. And this is leveraging these triggers and switches. And so this template, if we go to our corridors tab on the ribbon, we're going to go to the create template icon. We're going to open that up again. We're going to go look in this library. Because what Scott's given us under the project templates folder, so I'm under the project templates folder, we're going to look, let me stretch my window out so you can see, we're looking for this 2-lane plus turn lane, auxiliary lane, left urban. I'm going to double click and it changes my view. So I double clicked on that template and it's now setting this to my active view, showing me this template. I can edit this template, and what this template's going to do for me is allow me to make some adjustments. And I'm just going to quickly show you what it does. This little point, remember we talked about those quarter references and all that type of stuff, right? You can set this up. We'll go ahead and I'm going to edit that so I can look at some properties. What we did was we said, look, if somebody draws something on that symbology, and then we set it as a quarter reference, that point needs to go hunt for that line in the file. Now, it's going to do it left, because it's on the left side of the road, up to 100 feet from its current origin. So wherever it is, if it's 30 feet left of the center line, from that 30 feet, it's going to go 100 more feet left, looking to see if you drew that line, no matter where you drew it and how you drew it. Straight line, transition line, going through a spiral, it's going to find it. And so what happens when that moves? Well, I'm going to just quickly right click. You don't need to do this. I'm just going to show you how this behaves. If this starts to find that line, it allows us to now have kind of a additional